Hey, we're getting you healthy from head to toe. And sometimes the noise in our heads affects our health. Now, you've seen shows like Bravo's Odd Mom Out, and they reveal how much pressure moms feel to compete with each other. It's a pressure I know a lot of you face. Now imagine facing it from your very own sister.
How many steps do you have?
I have.
My younger sister, Gloria, is beyond competitive.
Well, now I have 4,900. I'm close to 5,000. As usual. How many do you have?
3,471.
Yolanda, my older sister, ever since she became a mother, she's gotten a little bit more competitive.
Gloria has 3 kids. She is constantly telling me how she's a super mom and giving me parenting advice on how to raise my daughter.
My children didn't have the sign language and they didn't do the whole organic, and they are completely fine, and they excel in school in all different areas. Yolanda does brag a lot about the items that she purchases for her daughter. My sister spent over $100 on buying a timeout chair. It's pink and it has my niece's name on it, and my niece has never sat in it.
Well, the timeout chair is working. I know I spent quite a bit of money on it, $100, but she doesn't really need to use it.
With my 3 kids, I didn't need all the excessive toys or strollers or gadgets or gizmos, and my children do very well.
Gloria does rub it in my face that she is a stay-at-home mom, and I work full-time.
Competition between me and my sister just doesn't end with the kids.
We compete to be the better-looking mom as far as clothing, working out, who has time to work out more. She does try and encourage me with writing Post-its on the mirror in my room. No one really wants to wake up and see those Post-its every day.
You know I'm a super mom. No, I'm the super mom.
Motherhood is a competition with my sister.
I won! I'm super mom.
Gloria and Yolanda are here today. I've also invited psychologist Dr. Debbie Maggots to see if we can get to the root of this mommy competition. So let's start with you. You're saying that Gloria is continually reminding you that she's a better mom.
Yes.
How's she doing that?
She rubs it in my face a lot, whether she's in PTA, she's very organized, and she will say things like I'm a procrastinator, but then also that I spend so much money because I want maybe not 1 stroller, but 2 strollers. I need a lightweight stroller versus, you know, the travel pack.
Things you think aren't important about your mothering. And Gloria, let's say you're right about the facts, that 5 strollers is too much for 1 child. Why do you feel the need, the obligation to correct your sister?
I feel like it's not really correcting, more so trying to help her. Like that money could maybe be invested in something else, maybe. Because also I have more experience. I have 3 children. My children are older. And so I just kind of feel like I can help her in those areas, which is what I tried to do.
All right, so let me bring Dr. Debbie into this. You argue that motherhood is prime time for competition.
Oh my God, it's from conception to 18 years old. These moms are responsible for all the tiny, meaningful decisions of their children. And this is a very big job, and it's terrifying. And if they actually felt the fear of what this means, they wouldn't be able to function. So for all moms that are having this competition, it's really that deep thought deep inside that says, I'm not going to be a good enough mother.
Do you think you can help them?
I can definitely help them.
Right here?
Yes, right here, right now. I can give them tidbits of information.
Tidbits that could help folks all over the country.
Yes.
All right, take it away.
Okay. There's mommy guilt. Every mother at home has this. You're guilty because you can't stay at home, and you're guilty because she has money and that you don't have, that you can buy the best for your children. And there's not a mom alive who wouldn't feel that guilt, and you guys are playing it out with each other.
It's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, it is.
Gloria, what do you think?
Well, I would say that, you know, with all the material, the gadgets and the gizmos that she has, that it's not necessarily that, I just find it kind of unnecessary for just 1 child versus 2.
The facts are irrelevant. I get the facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually asking about the emotions, because these are deeper issues. These are the fundamental desire we have as a parent to give our kid everything, the fundamental sense we have as children that someone else came up behind us and stole our birthright. And these are in the Bible for a reason, right? People talk about this stuff far beyond, you know, psychological diagnoses. What do you think about that part of Dr. Debbie's contribution?
I mean, maybe it is. I have always done. She is my older sister, so I have always kind of been behind her, and She has a baby. My kids are a little bit older, so she is having her own time.
Well,
so-
yet again, you did something before her. You had babies, right? You're always following in her footsteps, but rising to the top. And I don't think it feels good to be in this spot. And so I just want you to give that some thought, because I do think that that's what's fueling your part of this competition.
And the reason I'm passionate about this is because that has profound effects on your health. It will exhaust you. And this is for all over the country, folks are struggling with. And this civil war, which causes the exhaustion, some of the brain fog we talked about earlier, a lot of the things that are distracting us from what we need to do to keep ourselves healthy, and our body trying to tell us, and we won't pay attention. Today is all about clearing our heads so we can focus on what really matters, and nothing, I mean nothing matters more than family and friends. So psychologist Dr. Debbie Magis is here with the simple steps anyone can use to even out a competitive relationship. Sisters Gloria and Yolanda are here as well. They want to learn how to do it because they've been struggling with this. So the first step in this program is to identify your part in a toxic connection, because there has to be two sides or there's no battle going on. So Yolanda, think back about the conversations, the emails. If I went back and looked at all the things you've texted your sister, would I find evidence that you may have been bragging a little bit, a bit proud of the purchases you've made, the money you spent?
I mean, I do understand how I guess I understand that I do throw that in her face.
And that competition, which people will obviously resent, especially if they expect the opposite, will suck out some of the joy from the relationship that otherwise should be there. And you can't raise kids as well as you can if you're not cooperating on this effort. And that's been true for all of our human history. So we're clear on that.
Yes.
All right, step 2 is to avoid the you should sentences. Vital advice. Dr. Debbie.
Shoulds are a detriment. If we're shoulding ourselves, or especially if someone's shoulding us, all it brings up is our shame and insecurity, and we will not hear a word that they have to say, and we will become very defensive. And so if you actually want to be helping someone, you have to start with I statements, and this way they will hear your message and they will not get defensive. You know, for instance, I tried something with my kid and it worked really well. You may want to try it for yourself, and that would be the best way to do that.
So Gloria, you put these little Post-its on the mirror, which seem so innocent on the surface, right? Workout, admonitions and the like. Yeah. Could you appreciate how your sister thinks you're shooting all over her?
Yes, I can see how it can come across, because I do that a lot. You should. Mm-hmm. Which now, seeing the way that you're saying how I can maybe rephrase what I'm saying, I tried this, it could be a little bit better versus the way I probably come off, maybe.
You know what I love is you guys keep looking at each other.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. You actually, you care what you think about each other.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, the third step, the last step, is to be upfront about whether your advice is actually just that or is it a sounding board. I make this mistake a lot. I think a lot of men do, but women in particular have to warn men if you just are sounding off, or do you actually want us to do something about it? The classic tale, the daughter tells her father a problem and he calls the boyfriend, which no girl wants, which I've been guilty of. So I'd love if you could articulate this better.
Yeah, you know, when we are sharing, what we're looking for is a safe place to land. The last thing that we want is some sage wisdom or to be told what we're not doing right. And because that's immediately we will get defensive, we will shut down, we will feel judged. What we want the most is to be heard, understood, and validated.
How does this strategy come across? You think you'll be able to use it?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course, yes. Most definitely.
We'll raise those wonderful kids together.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.